Hi, I'm Rhiannon and today I'm here to talk to you about choosing tools for your next quilting project so you can get creative. The right tools will make measuring, cutting, pressing and sewing easier and quicker, and you're much more likely to end up with a quilt you love. Let's jump right into the list of tools you need. When you're quilting, it's vital that you get your measurements precise so you can create even shapes and patterns. Quilting rulers have a grid pattern so you can measure vertical, horizontal and diagonal lines. They're most often transparent so you can clearly see details underneath. Use them when marking measurements or to cut in a straight line with a rotary cutter or utility knife. Most quilting rulers are square or rectangular. A 6 by 24 inch ruler is the most common size. They are marked with a grid in inches, including half and quarter inches for measuring seam allowances. You can also find triangular or hexagonal rulers for measuring angles. A flexible tape measure is great for measuring large distances, such as your quilt back or batting, or for measuring across your finished quilt top. You'll also need a selection of marking implements to make sure your measurements are precise. A fabric pencil or erasable fabric markers are the easiest way to do this. Get a colour that will show up on your fabric. Both options are washable and fade out completely. You don't want anything permanent, especially if you're marking the top side of the fabric. Always test your tools on a scrap piece of the same fabric you're working with to make sure it washes out completely. Making clean, sharp lines is essential, and there are a few ways to do this. A rotary cutter has a circular blade and comes in multiple sizes. Larger cutters mean you can cut more fabric at once so you can cut faster. Smaller cutters give you precision around details or corners. A multi-purpose 45mm cutter is a great size to start with. You can also choose from different types of grips, so choose the one that feels right to you. You should always place your fabric on top of a cutting mat before you start. This way you'll protect your table or desk. A self-healing cutting mat lasts for years before you need to replace it. They come in a range of different sizes, so you can get one that fits your space. Fabric scissors should only be used on fabric. A sharp, clean pair of fabric scissors is a must for trimming shapes. The longer the blades, the more you're able to cut at once. So use long-bladed scissors for backing and borders. Angled handles mean you can rest them flat against your work surfaces. Craft scissors can be used for anything that doesn't involve fabric, such as cutting paper piercing or templates. Snips are small scissors you use to cut threads or trim edges. A seam ripper or quick unpick is essential for unpicking mistakes quickly or for removing basting and temporary stitches. Before you cut or sew, press your fabric to remove any creases. This will create a great finished result. A household iron and ironing board is all you need, but you can also place a pressing cloth made from 100% cotton in between your iron and fabric so you avoid marking the material. When you're sewing, having a few specific tools on hand can make your job easier and more enjoyable. Pins hold your pieces together while you measure and sew, and you can also use them to secure paper templates before you cut or mark places on your fabric. Quilters' safety pins have a curved shape, so you can easily push the pin through the top, batting and backing and back up to the top again. Small binding clips hold everything in place while you finish the quilt. Basting spray helps you hold the layers of your quilt together while you sew so you can use fewer or no pins or clips. Spray some onto the wrong side of the fabric to create a tacky surface. Wadding is a soft fabric that goes between the outer layers of your quilt for comfort and warmth. It can come in various materials like cotton, bamboo and wool. If you're quilting with natural fabrics, choose a naturally derived wadding, and follow the same principle if you're quilting with synthetics. You can hand sew with betweens needles, which are short with a fine eye and make small stitches, or you can use a sewing machine. A 1/4 inch machine foot will make it easy to piece together your quilt, as the standard seam allowance is 1/4 inch. You should also look for a walking foot for your sewing machine. This type of foot has feed dogs on the bottom of it, which work with the feed dogs on your machine to stop your quilt's layers from separating while you're sewing. Remember to check your machine to see if it can be fitted with a walking foot first. If you have questions about your quilt or just want some more inspiration, come and visit us in store or visit us online at spotlightstores.com.